Do you know someone who never posts photos, never shares stories, and doesn't talk about their life online? In a time when everyone documents every step, these people can seem like a mystery. But behind that online silence, there isn't laziness or a lack of life. It's a choice, and it says a lot about their mindset. Some people don't share their lives online simply because they know their own worth. They don't need to post photos to feel important, attractive, or interesting. Their confidence isn't based on likes or comments. It's built on who they truly are, not how the internet sees them. These are people who don't need external validation to feel good about themselves. They're not chasing attention, and they're not trying to prove anything to the world. Their sense of value is quiet, stable, and independent of whether anyone sees their life online. Some people don't share their lives online because they deeply value their privacy. For them, it's more than just not wanting to post photos. It's a conscious decision to keep control over who knows more about them than necessary. In their eyes, the internet isn't a safe space. It's a place where information quickly escapes control. Photos circulate, comments linger, and people like to create their own stories. That's why they choose silence. Not because they have something to hide, but because they want to keep their life for themselves, not for the crowd. Some people keep their life off the internet simply because they don't want others to know more than they should. They don't show who they live with, where they go on vacation, or what their daily life looks like. Not because it's boring or shameful, but because it's their world, not a public gallery. In their eyes, every piece of information shared online is a tiny slice of privacy handed over to someone else, and they don't want strangers, or even acquaintances, piecing those slices together to build a picture of their life. Some people don't share their lives online because they simply don't want to give others tools to use against them. On the internet, it's easy to impersonate someone, crop photos out of context, manipulate images, create fakes, or make creepy edits. The less someone posts, the harder it is to create a fake profile, manipulate a photo, or invent a story that never happened. Some avoid sharing their lives online because they fear rumors and made-up stories. On the internet, one photo, one sentence, one comment is enough for someone to create their own version of your reality. People add facts, build scenarios that never happened, and treat them as truth. When you don't post, you close the door to other people's inventions. Some avoid sharing their lives online to escape social pressure. Social media can easily turn everyday life into a constant competition. Who looks better? Who spends time more interestingly? Who achieves more? Every post, every shot, every story can be not only inspiring but also a source of comparison and feeling of inadequacy. Some avoid sharing their lives online to protect their relationships and loved ones, family, partners, children. These are people who may not choose to be online themselves. Every photo, every post, every story can end up in someone else's hands, triggering comments that hurt or distort reality. Some avoid sharing their lives online because they're not interested in building a facade. Social media often resembles a theater of appearances, where everyone tries to show only what's perfect. Perfect moments, perfect looks, perfect life. For some, that's exhausting and fake. They prefer real experiences, even if they're ordinary, messy, or full of flaws. They'd rather laugh at home, talk around the table, live moments without worrying how they'll look on a screen. Some avoid sharing their lives online to maintain mental peace. Not posting means no pressure, no stress, and no constant worrying about whether something comes out right. Online, every post can be judged, commented on, compared. Every photo demands attention, every story care. For many, that constant tension is exhausting. By choosing not to post, they gain the freedom to be themselves without worrying about what others think. Sometimes the reason is the simplest and strongest. They just don't want to. They don't share their life online because they don't feel the need. They don't feel like it, and they don't see the point. It's their choice, their boundary of privacy, and no one needs an explanation. In short, their private life belongs to them, not to online observers.